Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to today's Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 603. Hello everybody. If you are joining me during the premiere of today's class, that would be 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. We are live chatting right now on a desktop or a laptop. It is over here, and perhaps on a different device like a phone. The live chat is below you. Come say hello, hello. Tell us who you are, tell us where you're from, chime in, and we will say hello right back to you. Now, a Saturday with Stacey YouTube class is a technique-based class. This isn't necessarily, I'm going to make this card and I'm going to show you exactly how to make this card, and this is the card you're going to be able to make. This is a technique-based, commercial-free, full-length class where I teach you about the product. See, the way I figure is that if I teach you about the product, you're going to add your own creativity. You're going to make it into whatever it is you want to make it, because that's kind of what I did with today's product. I have so much for you. We are working with Elizabeth Crafts and her new, is it Spring Blossom collection? Got new Elizabeth Craft for you. But then I've got Amsterdam acrylic paints for you, and I've got Rembrandt soft pastels for you, and I have Katy Sue, and I've got the Moulds, and I've got Prima clay and Hardy soft clay. There is literally something for everybody here. But I think it was Angelica Turner who did the collection, who designed this for Elizabeth Crafts. Oh my gosh, she is so, Angelica, you are just that talented. Like, oh snap. Oh snap. You deserve it because you are that talented. But I have a feeling most people are going to take it in one direction, and I thought, no, I think I'm going to go a different direction with this product, which is hopefully what you do with what I show you. I teach you how to use the product, and then you may stay on the path that I'm on, but I think many of you probably go this way. At least after a little bit, you put your own spin into the creativity. So while I don't say, okay, this is the card we're making and this is how we're going to make it, I say these are the products we're using, and this is the how-tos and the what-fors and the why-nots of this product. Hopefully showing you things that you may already have in your crafty stash and reminding you why you loved them the first time, maybe showing you a different way to use them that you didn't know about, and then potentially introducing you to new product that you're like, oh. Now, I have to say this before I go any further. I typically don't look at the samples before you do. I try to stay away from them, but I'm my own person. Mr. SMS doesn't man my cameras. I don't have overheads and side cameras, and I can't flip around and have it over. I'm just me. I'm a little tiny store in Canyon Country, California. That's who we are. We have a retail store and a small online presence. That's it. So I try not to look at the samples, but I have to do my own setup. So I really don't pay attention to what I'm doing. I put them over there and I try not to look at them. Except for two samples I saw. Honorary SMS girl Katy and honorary SMS girl Catherine. Hey girls, hey. I changed your samples. They might be unrecognizable to you. They were sitting right there and I was looking at them going, well, that's a nice starting point, but what if I did this to them? So honorary SMS girl Catherine and honorary SMS girl Katy, surprise! Don't be mad. I changed your samples. I just Stacey-fied them just a little bit, but I didn't change anybody else's because then I stopped. I couldn't look. I want to be as surprised as you are. So these classes are all about how to use product, how to get the most out of it, how to value the value of a product and bringing it to you for the best possible price we can, keeping crafting affordable. And then I have the most beautiful samples to share with you towards the end. I've got so much inspiration Every week we have beautiful things. But my classes really, if you want to learn about the product or what not to do with the product, sometimes that's more important to tell you what not to do than it is to tell you what to do, then you are going to love Saturday with Stacey classes. Each week it's something new, it's something different, it's different manufacturers, but again, always bringing back product that you might already have in your crafty stash, or at least something close to it, something similar to it. That's the goal. I also do winner chicken dinner every week. Two people win a gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple. And the gift card, the denomination of it all depends upon how many likes we get. How many likes do we get for the video? And the more likes we get, the more money we give. Now, how do you have a chance to be a winner chicken dinner? Super easy. If you're watching me during the premiere, live chat comments don't count. They don't count. You can chat away, but it's not going to count towards winner chicken dinner. I have not yet figured out how to be able to pull a live chat comment to be a winner. I'm still working on it. It's a goal. Girls got to have a goal, but I'm not there yet. So you need to post your comment below. Look down. There's a place to leave a comment. You post something nice. It just has to be nice. It can be, hey, it can be smiles. It can be, have a great day. It can be, I'm not having a great day. You can post that and we will approve it if it doesn't automatically approve by itself. And you will see other people will chime in and say, oh, what's going on? Or how are you feeling? Or how are you doing? Or sending hugs or sending prayers. You will never find a more welcoming group than the Scrapbooking Made Simple peeps. Those who are on the chat, those who post their comments, they are eager and joyful and waiting to make a new friend like you. So just tell us who you are and where not where you came from, but where do you live? Where are you at? Then each week we have random software pick 2 winners. And again, it's all dependent upon how many likes. So like the video, because that's super important to YouTube. The YouTube gods like likes and they like watch time. That's really important to them. So these 2 lucky ladies posted a comment last week. Our software randomly selected them. They've won a $100 gift card to Scrapbooking Made Simple. Ladies, do not be practical. No, be frivolous. It's okay. Don't feel guilty about being frivolous. You don't need cardstock or adhesive. You can get that anytime. Buy something for yourself you wouldn't necessarily buy because it's free. Free. Okay? So I've got 2 lucky winners, 2 ladies. Our first winner is Debbie. Hello, Debbie McLean. How are you doing, Debbie? Hey, girl. Hey, well done you. Congratulations. Is that your name, Debbie? Are you like completely freaking out right now? Are you taking a screenshot of your computer so you can text it to all your friends? Maybe, because you are a winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. There is $100 waiting for you in your online account, ready to spend. Our second winner is Laura. I got the Laura part. Laura Baylor? I don't know if this is right. Laura, forgive me. You know I try. I absolutely try. Laura Baylor, is that it? Hello, Laura. Congratulations. You're a winner chicken dinner too. And right now she's saying, I don't care how that lady said my name. She just gave me $100 to spend that I didn't have 2 minutes ago. So however I pronounced it, you're fine with it because hello, winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. Now maybe you're calling your spouse or your fur babies or or who knows, maybe you're sitting there on the phone with a friend watching this and you're like, ah! So Laura, congratulations, you've won $100 to Scrapbooking Made Simple. And Debbie has won $100 to Scrapbooking Made Simple. Ladies, the money should already be in your online account. Again, be frivolous. Buy something you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself. Go ahead, splurge. It's on. In fact, I insist that you splurge on yourself. There, I made the decision for you. It's not often that you get $100 to just, So enjoy it. Now we have to do the winner chicken dinner dance. We do it every week. It's a mandatory thing as well. Ladies, sit on up. Are you ready? We got to sit on up, get our shoulders back and our head up. Well, no, we really need to get into the groove. So actually we need to slump, maybe slump a little bit and get into the beat. You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo, for you. Get your jiggy on, right? Do they say that anymore? Probably not. Congratulations to both of you. And remember, if you want a chance to, you're a winner, chicken dinner, then all you have to do is post a comment below and like the video. Now today is a banner day. I have bitten off way more than I can chew. I've got oodles to show you, oodles to share with you. We are working with Elizabeth Crafts. They're her new Spring Blossoms collection designed by Angelica Turner. Stunning. We are working with Amsterdam Paints. I've got Rembrandt Soft Pastels. I've got Katy Sue. I've got Hardy Soft. I've got Prima. And I'm going to tilt on down. I'm going to show you a few quick samples just to kind of get you going like, ooh. And then I'm going to show you the Elizabeth Crafts product. We do have an I Want It All for Elizabeth Crafts. I'm going to show you the SKUs that I'm going to be working with mostly today because I think they wanted I think the idea was for the product to go this way and I went, no, we're just going to go this way and then this way. And I Stacey-fied it. And that's what you're going to do when you get this product. You're going to take what I did and you're going to change it all up to whatever makes your heart happy. You're going to add your creativity to it because you're going to know how to use the product properly. Okay, so I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today. I have got oodles and oodles to show you. No time to waste. Down we go. It's good to see everybody. See, look at these are the soft pastels from Rembrandt. This isn't even all of them, but this is the last week for the buy two, get one free deal. These are fine artist quality pastels. And even saying that, they're still regular price, full price is $11 a set. So we've got them on the YouTube Yummies and in the studio with Stacey with the bundles. And you don't get to each week we did a different bundle in the studio with Stacey. So all 4 bundles are in there at the buy 2 get 1 free price. And then I happened to find 2 additional colors that I didn't know about. Surprise! So we put those on sale for 33% off last week just because I didn't have 3 to offer you. Okay, samples. Let's just show you some quick samples. Nope, down. Now I'm not my own, I don't have anybody to help me, so just bear with me, okay? I know lots of people have spouses and friends to run their cameras and all sorts of stuff. Nope, it's just me. We're just an itty bitty tiny little company. Look it! Isn't that beautiful? This is the stamp. Isn't the stamp gorgeous? I'm going to be working with this stamp. It's so pretty. Honorary SMS girl Katy did this one, and Katy, this isn't the one I changed. And here, I'm going to be working with the bird. And that die is part of the collection. This is by Honorary SMS girl Gail. And Gail, I didn't change yours either. And then this was done by one of the makers for Elizabeth Crafts. They sent me about 10 samples that are so amazing. So I had the SMS girls, honorary SMS girls, keep them kind of simple because Els and her makers, they took them to next level. Now there's the bird and the stamp. Oh no, that's just the bird. No, that's the bird and the stamp. Ooh, can't wait to show you. And it opens in the back. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? It's absolutely gorgeous. And it was done by Rajni. Is it Rajni? Girl, I think, girl, you're talented. Whomever made this sample. Well done, you. So stunning. So stunning. So I'm going to show you the Elizabeth Craft product. There is an I Want It All for you. We have got 2 stunning florals. And what I really like about the florals is that it's really way more than the florals. So here you've got the flowers. Here they are. Here are the flowers that make all of those beautiful flowers. But you also have all the branches. Now these can be winter branches or Halloween branches. It can be anything you want. You've got leaves that you can use all year round. You've got the little centers for the flower. These are really useful sets because they are more than just flowers. Here is the other set, the other floral. It's absolutely gorgeous. So you can 3D them if you want. You can curl them and you can pop them and you can color them, or you can keep them flat. You could just take and die cut the largest and put this one into the largest at an angle, and this one into this one at an angle, and this one into this one into this one at an angle, and then just kind of pop them a little bit. It doesn't have to be more than that, but there you've got more leaves, you've got the extra large leaf, and you've got more branches that are a little different. So now to me, these could also be coral. These could be, I mean, there's just oodles of things that I think these can be. Wouldn't these be beautiful under the sea, right? So between the two of them, you have nothing that overlaps because you've got this set of flowers here. You've got the small leaves, you've got the medium leaves, and you've got the two set of branches that are a little bit more open. Then you've got the large leaves and the extra large leaves in this set. You've got the branches that are a little bit more closed, and you've got another set of florals. So these are part of the Spring Blossom collection, again by Angelica Turner. They're beautiful, they really are. Then we have the vase. Now this vase is several vases. You've got several different ways of decorating it, and it can be 3-dimensional. You can build it into a 3-dimensional vase, or you can cut the tabs off and keep it flat. Again, you've got different outlines to go over it so you can add the detail to it. You can make it pop and stand up and 3-dimensional, or cut the tabs and literally cut the tabs and have a flat vase with your flowers coming right out of it. You can have your flowers flat, your vase flat in a simple card, or you can really jazz it up. So here's our next SKU. Then we have, what are they calling these? Greenery fillers number 2. See, I wanted to use these today, but I don't know that I will get to. But I did want to use these because I think they're beautiful. And see all these little dots here where you could put a little different color at the end? They give you all those little dots. So you can die cut them and put it right into the little spaces if you wanted to have those in a different color. I think these are beautiful. I love these. And again, I think that this and this and this is perfect under the sea. I got seaweed going on here. I've got my coral going on here, and I've got leaves and flowers going on here. I love this set, I do. I don't know that I'll get to it though. I've got the most beautiful frame. So the frame is large. Is it a 5x7? Oh, the writing is small. I think it's about a 5x7. And there's 4 dies. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do the big frame, you can cut an aperture, you can do the small one, you can put them all together. You really have options. I will say if you're using a Sizzix machine, precision base plate, absolutely required with this precision base plate. You are going to need that for this die. It is that intricate. But see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 dies. And I love that that die will let you cut an aperture into the center of that frame. So pretty. And then we have the birds, which I'm going to be playing with today. 2 birds, they layer to make themselves just very birdy. And this stamp set. Now, what you should know about this stamp set is 1, it's beautiful and we're going to use it all day today. And 2, the frame die here around this bird we'll also cut this little guy out. So this little bird here has all the little pieces that you can die cut to layer and make him, or you can stamp him, grab the frame and cut him out. Easy peasy. And then the last thing is her paper. Spring Blossom. So there are 12 sheets. I want to make sure that I don't get my, you know what, I am going to bring that back. I don't want to accidentally lay it on top of my pastels. There's 12 sheets. There's 12 designs. They're 250 GSM. You can use the front cover if you want and cut up all of those little hexagons, or you can turn it over and use the back side. Let me go back just a little bit. Look at how gorgeous is this paper, and it is thick. It is lovely. So you've got 12 pages. They are all double-sided. Yes. I mean, right there is your card. This is a beautiful scrapbook layout. It's just waiting for you to put your elements on it. And then the back side. Same thing. These are beautiful for scrapbooks. Absolutely gorgeous. You could do an entire scrapbook just out of this paper for somebody. Wouldn't this make a lovely wedding scrapbook for somebody? And then you mat everything and let them put their pictures in. It's so pretty. And then, of course, the back side. So everything is a little bit different, a different backside to it. And a different backside to it. I love this sheet. Look at this. There are 6 different elements. You can cut up each one of them. And there's your card. Put a sentiment and bam, you need quick cards for some. This would make a lovely set of note cards for somebody. And all you gotta do, you just have to cut it out. You've got the 6 different elements, the 6 different designs. Or you use the backside. The plaid. Or the backside. The floral. Or the backside. Beautiful sheet, isn't it? Backside. So the backsides are what is different. See, this is the same sheet of paper on the front, but the backs are different. Same sheet of paper on the front, but the backs are different. Same sheet of paper on the front, but the backs are different. So lots to use. Lots and lots and lots to use. And this is Spring Blossom, 12 sheets. You've got the back of the cover page, or you can cut out the little hexagons. So there is an I want it all on this, or open stock. And you've got the vases. You've got the flowers to go in the vases. And while I'm not so great at the 3-dimensional, I would definitely use these flat and kind of scrunch them and stick them, put some pop dots on them and be done. But I love all the additional elements that you get. And the greenery and the frame. Oh, the frame. Wait till you see the frame. And then today I'm really going to be featuring these 2 items. I don't know if I'll squeeze this one in. So open stock, I want it all. It's all on sale and we've got it value priced for you. Let's see where we're gonna go. So to start with, we have to start at the beginning because that's the very good place to start. And since I'm playing with Katy Sue Moulds, we need to start here because I want to give them the opportunity to dry. So we did Katy Sue Moulds not too long ago. We did that beautiful set of roses and the leaves and the butterflies. Today I've brought in 2 frames for you. I've got the large vintage frame and the small vintage frame. So small vintage frame. Now these are silicone molds that are food safe. And we're gonna work with both of these today because I'm gonna take Elizabeth Craft's collection in a slightly different direction than perhaps what they thought. Lots of their samples are beautiful like this, absolutely stunning. But I wanted to do something a little bit different with them. So because these are molds and because we're using air drying clay from both Hardy Soft, which is a company out of Japan, and Prima, I'm gonna do these first, set them aside so they can have a little time to dry. We're gonna go on a little bit of a journey here. You're going to have to trust that at the end, there's gonna be this beautiful, lovely package of goodness. But to get you to the end, I have to take you through a few different things. So we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna move over and do something maybe with the pastels, and then we may end up coming and dye, then we might die cut, and then we may come back to the acrylics. So the idea is to teach you about each of these different products, and then at the end, take all the components that we have made together and show you what they can become as a whole. Okay, so I'm going to start with the molds because it's going to take a little time to dry. I will say that I do have some over here that have already dried. We did them yesterday. I'm going to try not to use those. I'm going to try and keep to the ones that we make here. I will let you know. It is fast drying air clay, or fast dry air drying clay, but it is fast drying. It doesn't take long for you to be able to work with it. It will take maybe overnight for it to dry completely. But let's tilt on down and let's get started. All right, so, I mean, I'm so sorry, but doesn't that just look pretty? And that's not even half of them. Not even half of them. Okay, so I have two different types of clay. I have Prima, which is a little less expensive. It is a fast drying air clay. It really works well. I like that it comes in the little Play-Doh containers. The color is more of an ecru than it is a white, but it works well, and it is a little bit more denser than the Hardy Soft. I think sometimes it gets a little bit better of an impression because it's a little denser, but that means it does weigh a little bit more. Then I have the Hardy Soft, which comes out of Japan. This is as pure white as white can be. And when you are using watercolor, you may choose to use white. It may be because watercolor is going to be it's going to be transparent, and you're going to want that white luminosity to shine through. Or maybe not. Maybe you like it with the more ecru look. But this Hardy Soft is paper. I mean, it's light as paper. Really, there is a big difference in weight. This probably weighs 4 to 5 times what this does. And yet it's so much smaller. So Hardy Soft is out of Japan. What you need to know is that once you open it, you do need to put it in something that is going to be airtight, or it will start to dry out. Now that is very, very true for Prima as well. So I did not put my lid back on Prima the last time I used it. I opened one and I let it sit overnight with no lid. It's as hard, well, almost as hard as a rock. This was the top. This is definitely as hard as a rock. This is a little bit more malleable, but this is not usable anymore. All because when I was done, I stepped away, I got up, I said, okay, I'm done for today. And well, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I literally walked down to go start loading the video. So I want you to see what can happen if you don't seal it properly. Even this, which is kind of malleable, it's still not usable. You want it to feel and look like a nice dough. Not that I've ever made dough, because I haven't, but that's what you want it to feel like. Both the Prima and the Hardy Soft should feel nice and malleable. It should feel kind of like Play-Doh. So this is no good. No good. So sad. That was my mistake. Now my 2 molds, I am going to want to put a little bit of Crisco in it. Now I sent Mr. SMS to the store to buy me Crisco, and this is the tub he came home with. This is about as much as I will need to do, I don't know, 50 of these. So if anybody would like to make a pie crust, you let me know. I've got Crisco here for you. You are welcome to come take whatever you need, because I've got enough Crisco to last me literally forever. Now, because they're silicone, they're easy to use. They go right back into shape. They're reusable, and as I said, they are approved for food applications. In fact, these were made for wedding and cake decorations. I'm going to take a little bit of my Crisco and I'm going to put it inside my mold. Now, I don't have to do it every single time that I use my mold. I probably can use my mold maybe 3 times, and then I'm going to want to maybe put a little bit more Crisco in there. And both of these molds were made for you to fill it up and it to have this backing. I'm going to do it both ways, where I'm going to do it with the backing and without the backing, because I really don't like this piece. I like just the frame, and honestly it takes a lot less of my clay, my air dry clay, soft clay, if I don't do this center piece. So I'm going to start with my large, and I'll start with my Prima. So I just want to roll. Well, I guess I'm going to do this whole thing. No, I really don't want to do the whole thing. Maybe I'll start and I'll just do the frame itself as opposed to the whole thing. So less is more. You want to put it in there. You want to push it in really, really good. You don't want to start with so much, because you want to make sure that you're pressing into all that detail. You can always add more on top, but you want to start with a little bit less. I can always add more. I want to add some, press, press, press. Get that detail in there really good. And then if I need to add more, add a little bit more. Press, press, press. And I want to keep that framed area. Normally you would cover this whole thing up. I don't want the backing. I want it to have an open aperture, which I guess is an aperture. So maybe that's an oxymoron, because an aperture is open. Press, press, press. And a little bit more. Now I'm going to come back and fill in some of the areas. But I just really want to get it started. Press, press, press. If I was going to do the entire thing, including this whole area, it might take almost half of my clay. I'm like, no, that does not work for me. Especially since you're probably going to cover this up with something anyway. Nobody would ever see it. So I'm not putting big chunks in at one time. I'm putting little pieces in and pressing it into place. That way I'm sure I've got all of that fabulous detail. And then once I've done that, I can see where maybe I need a little bit more. Definitely over here on this side. I need a little bit more there. Anywhere I've got too much, I can press into an area where I need to add a little bit more. Now I haven't used much of the clay at all, but I've got basically my whole frame is done. And I've kept it clean all the way around my edges. Now I need to do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then pull, pull, pull. And then straighten out. Done. Woohoo! Done. Let's see. Little bit of a, there we go. Look at how beautiful is that. And I didn't use much clay because I didn't do the backing. I don't want the backing. I don't want the backing. So that's it. Ooh, Stacey, that's it with Prima. And it's pretty hardy. I mean, within a few minutes, you'll be able to pick this up. And within maybe 15 minutes, you'll be able to start painting it. We'll see if I even wait that long. But look at that. It will shrink a little bit, but it shrinks, the Prima shrinks less than the Hardy Soft. Now let's do one in the Hardy Soft. Lid. Lid. So I've got my Hardy Soft here. Pure white. And it feels almost like marshmallow. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy lightweight. So in. Again, I'm not going to cover the entire thing up because I don't want that backing. I'm not willing to waste my clay on that. In. Press, press, press. Kind of push it in and move it down and move it over and take all that extra that you don't need. I would have loved to have had these for my wedding on my tables or as a gift, the gift to give away. Now, mind you, I only had about 60 people at my wedding. So I would have been happy to make about 60 of these. But I hear some weddings have hundreds of people. I'm not sure I would have done it for hundreds of people. But I would have liked to have maybe used these, something like this at my wedding as a sweet, as the thank you gift for coming. Or maybe sent them as the thank you with a picture of the couple or the person at the wedding. Oh, that would have been really nice. Okay, but that was that was so long ago. Michael and I will be married 30 years in September. 30 years in September. Where has the time gone? Okay. So again, I want to keep that frame nice and clear. Anywhere I have too much, I can either take it out or I can push it into another area. And then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And the nice thing is if you don't get it right, you just smush it up and do it again. So wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Got to get it to release. And then you got to start to pull it. And they are not as delicate as you think. Okay. Then all I got to do is lay it down. I didn't lose the detail. Nothing. I didn't smush any of the detail. So now you can see them side by side, the difference of the clay and the color. And there is definitely a weight difference. This is far more dense and this is light as air. So I'm going to let those dry and I'm going to do 2 of the little ones, because this one really does require you to do the whole thing. It's very hard to do just the frame. So let's grab my Prima. Now this would be enough to maybe do 2 or 3 of these. This takes almost no clay. Give it a good push. And remember, I'm doing the center this time. Now the girls took, which was really smart, a little, Catherine was using a glue stick, almost like a little rolling pin to flatten it out and to push it in. Any extra I don't need, I just pull off of the sides with my fingers. I just push and pull, push in the center, a little divot in the center. Because I'm doing the whole thing, you put a little divot in the center with your thumb and then you just kind of push the excess off and you can put it right back in your tub. And then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ooh. Well, you can see how hardy they are. There's one. It's very hard to not do it with just the frame because the frame is so delicate and so thin. Now, if you don't want the backing, you can certainly take an X-Acto blade and cut that out. Entirely up to you. But then let's do it with the Hardy Soft. I don't know that did I put Crisco in here? I don't remember if I did or if I didn't. So a little goes a long way when you're talking about a mold this size. Even this is cute for like a keychain, and you put their initials in the center. So a little bit of my thumb, and then I just kind of push off and get all that extra that I don't need out of there. And I save it, even the little itty bitsy bits. Oh, I took too much. Too much. I was clearing out that center. Okay, let's try again. Forget that I gotta leave some in that center. Okay, let's wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then pull. And there it is. Once you've got the wiggle, wiggle, wiggle down, you've got it. So now you decide. Or maybe you want both clays because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. Maybe sometimes you want them white and sometimes you want them the kind of ecru. Okay, so I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna let these dry somewhere. Hello, where is somewhere? Maybe right there for now. I do have some that are already dried, but I'm gonna try to use the ones that we made. I'm gonna do better this time, and I'm gonna put my lid back on. I'm gonna throw away my rock, and we're gonna move on. So while all of that is drying, I think we're gonna start with die cutting. So here is my small one, and I'm gonna bring over, I'm gonna use the birds from Elle's. And my large. So we still have the roses and the butterflies and the leaves, which were beautiful, but now we've added the 2 frames. So then I'm going to move into the birds. And there are 2 birds, and I have kind of lined them up so I know what pieces belong with what. My large bird, my small bird. You've got the 2 birds here, and I mean, you can certainly, it's kind of easy to figure it out once you open it up, but for me, I'm just gonna keep them when I put them away so I know, okay, here's everything for the large bird, here's everything for the small bird. Now to color this, I'm gonna be using my, oh, I should put this away too. I'm gonna be using my soft pastels. And today we're gonna be using soft pastels in 2 different ways. So you know me and my baby wipes, they're like the best thing since sliced bread. If you can do it, or was it if you can baby wipe it, I can do it. If there's a baby wipe, I can do it. Yes, absolutely. So soft pastels, we have 14 color families. I've pulled out a few for me to play with today. They are by Royal Talens under the Rembrandt brand, which means they are a fine art quality product. That means artists use these. Fine artists use these. Do you have to be a fine artist to use these? No, absolutely not. The price of them is shockingly affordable. Even at full price, it's $11 for a color family. And what you can do with these and how many different ways you can use them is crazy good. I don't know why I thought soft pastels had to be chalky and messy and they crumble. These are not that. These little half sticks are full of crafty happiness. And we have them, let's see, we have them buy two, get one free in specific little, each week on In the Studio with Stacey, I did different little bundles. So this is the last week to get them. And trust me, this isn't all the colors. I have more over there, but I think these are the ones I'm gonna play with today. Now, soft pastels have been made the same way since the 15th century. Really, they haven't changed. And basically it's like holding a stick of pure pigment in your hands. There's not a lot of binder in them, which is why people think you need a fixative to set them. And depending on what you're putting it on, yes, that's true. But also depending on how you're using them, no, not necessarily do you need to use a fixative to set them at all. If you go back all 5 weeks of April in my In the Studio with Stacey classes, all 5 weeks were on the pastels. And again, I have got oodles of different colors for you, 14 different color families. So I'm going to play with these today, and we're going to use them a couple different ways. And that way, those of you who haven't seen the In the Studio with Stacey classes, you really should go back and watch them, because it's where we take fine art product and paper crafting product and we mesh them together for magic. But I want to show you a couple different ways. So I'm going to start with just a white sheet of paper. Just going to start with a white sheet of paper. And a baby wipe, because you know me. And I'm going to bring out my grays. I'm going to take my stick and go straight to my baby wipe. And bam, I'm adding color. I can go heavy if I want. I can go lighter. I can wipe some of it up while it's still wet if I go too heavy. And I'm just using 110-pound paper. Okay, that's good enough. And then maybe a little bit of brown. Can you see how easy it would be to make a background with these? And then maybe a little bit of yellow. Have no idea what this is going to look like. We're just going to try. And then maybe some blue. Oh, look at that blue. So in reality, I could just use this as a background to anything I want to use it for. Oh my goodness me. My, oh my. Again, just using the soft pastels and a baby white. Now I'm going to grab my dies, and I think maybe I'll cut a bird there. And maybe I'll do that there. And maybe I'll do that there. And maybe I'll do that there. And his little head. Okay. So can you imagine how many different birds I can cut out of here? Let's bring over my Big Shot machine. And I've got my base platform. I've got my solo shim or my A shim. I've got my cut plate. I've got my birds kind of all over, all the different pieces everywhere, although this really is a very pretty background. And because I used water, my pastel is going to set. The water acts with the binder that's in it so that you don't need a fixative. And, ooh, I think I got one too close. Yeah, that was good, Stacey. That was a good catch. And roll. Now they're not very intricate, so it shouldn't take anything more than a roll. Now I've got that piece, and I've got that piece, and I've got my whole bird right there. I could be done right there. I've got my little tail. My little head and his little eyeball, which I think I'll probably do out of black. And his little wing. So now I can do him maybe here, maybe that there, and maybe that there, and maybe that there, and maybe that there. And let's cut him again. So now I've got 2 wings. And 2 heads. And again, I could just do that and be happy. 2 bodies. There. And there. And there. I could go there and there and there. And cut that. And now I've got 3 birds. And it took me, what, a few minutes to use baby wipes and soft pastels to make the background. So that noise was me putting the dies on my gotcha tool. So this is my gotcha tool from Sizzix. It picks up your dies, it holds your dies. You don't even have to like, look at this, is about 3 inches off. You put them in the trash can by accident. You just kind of waft this over. Look at, see, look at it move them. If you drop them on the floor and you don't want to bend all the way down, that'll pull them up for you. Sits right on your making space. It's a Sizzix tool designed by me. It's a purposeful tool. If you have jewelry findings, if you have needles, if you have a spouse that does anything in the garage, you might find. And then here, look at how beautiful is that. Oh my gosh, these birds are gorgeous without doing a single thing to them. All right, I think I've done enough. I've used up my, I could have squeezed another set in there, but that's okay. I've used up my soft pastel background, easy to make, makes no mess, done. Now we need to put them together. So I'm gonna bring over, oh, I should do, so I have some for my little guy. And I'm just gonna, that way I can stamp on him. So here we go. And take my gray, a little bit of a gray, and don't they look gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I could sit here, but this isn't what my class is about today. It's not about making beautiful backgrounds. It's not. But it could be. All right. No, but it's not. But it could be. I'm telling you, soft pastels, I don't know why I didn't know earlier. But you don't know what you don't know. And then you do. And then you're like, hello? Love these cool greens, right? Nope, turn. Okay, I could make a dozen little birdies. So let's cut some. Just so I have the silhouette so I can stamp on it. But yum! Let's just cut us a few birds. I mean, talk about, imagine using the pinks and the purples and doing this, and the teals and the blues and the greens, and doing this for butterflies or hummingbirds or flowers, making, just die cutting out of these beautiful colors, all of your flowers. And they're all just going to be a little bit different. And all I used was a sheet of white paper and soft pastels, which these little half sticks are really going to last you quite a long time. Like, how many are you gonna do? I don't know. No judgment. All right, I've got a few. All right, so now I've got some to stamp on a little bit later. And I could have made a whole lot more if I was really being thoughtful about, see, they're just, I don't know. I mean, just on their own, they're gorgeous. And it took all of 2 seconds to make the background. Oh, I did make quite a few. Okay, there we go. Let's put this there. That's for later. Now I've got these. Let me wipe up my little mess and let's get my sticky dots out. See, no fuss, no muss. Who would have thought that soft pastels could be easy and clean? And this is just the first way we're going to use them. I'm going to use them again a little bit later on. So let's grab some sticky dots. So sticky dots are made by me, Scrapbooking Made Simple. There are hundreds of thousands of micro dots on this sheet. You get 10 sheets of 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11, 8 by 11, 8.5 by 11, and hundreds of thousands of dots on here. So if you're doing something intricate, so I don't need to do the bodies right now. I can just put them down. All the little pieces. Close it up, and now give a good press. And anywhere that paper is, those dots are now going to stick to the back of my paper, making it an instant sticker without goobers. This isn't like a Xyron. You're not going to end up having stringy goobers at the end, no. And anywhere the line there's no paper, those sticky dots are going to stay behind. So you can pull them up with something later. All right, so let's decide how we're going to build these. Probably should have done that before I put my sticky dots on them. Okay, so we have to start from the back and go forward. So you've got the tail, and you've got the little breast, and you've got the wing, and you've got the head, and you've got this little piece right there. So the tail, the breast, the wing, the head, and this little piece right there. Those are what you're working with. So I always start with the tail, and I put the tail down first. Oh, what did I do there? How did I cut that? That's so interesting. I have no idea what I did, but okay, we're just gonna go for it. Huh. Okay, so I think this tail, and I can line them up because the ends are the same. So can you see it's got these little bumps right there that match the little end bumps on the tail here. So all I have to do is line those two up. Okay, my tail's in place. Then I might go with the breast. So do I want this as my... And it has these little squigglies right at the end here that match the little squigglies right at the end there. So I just line those up. Nope, I'm off. There we go. Line those up, and there we go. Now I've got my breast. So I've got my tail and my breast. Then I need a wing. Maybe we do this wing. And the little bumps on the top of my bird are going to match the little bumps on top of my wing. So again, I just line them up and put it down. So you really don't have to think too hard, which makes my heart happy. And then the head, I think I will do in the blue. And where it has the little place for the beak, is where you put it, because it has a little notch where the beak goes. And then the last thing is the piece that goes across. This is the one I struggle with. So it goes from the beak across, and I've made my bird. Okay, now this one. Let's do these two. So I definitely know I'm going to go with the blue here. Let's find out what tail I'm going to use. I think I'll use kind of the blue and gray tail. should I use the yellow tail? So I line this up with that. And then I line this up with that. And then I line this up with that. And then I line this up with that. I'm getting there. And then the last thing I have to do is this piece right here, which starts at the top of the beak and goes across. And there's my second bird. And last but not least, I've got the last pieces. So I know his tail's gonna be this one. And I know his body's gonna be this one. And I know his wing is going to be this one. And his head is here. And then that little piece goes there. So I made 3 birds. Out of 1 sheet of paper that took me 5 seconds to color with baby wipes. I got all the, oh, that's what it is. I cut it where the little eye hole was. Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna draw the eyes in. I meant to bring my fine liners, but I don't have them, so I guess I'm going to use a pen. Let's see, where do they? One. Two. Three. How easy was that to do? Now, we have to set those aside. Because we have to move on. So I've got my birds that are in the silhouette that this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've got my birds in my silhouette that I'm eventually gonna stamp on. I've got my birds that I've colored. Now, what if I wanted to add a little more color to them? What if I wanted to add a little bit of blue or something to this? That's fine. Just go get your baby wipe. And what if I wanted to add a little bit more blue? Go right in there and darken up your color if you want. What if I wanted a little bit of yellow on his underbelly, on his breast? Now I've added a little bit of yellow underneath. What if I wanted to add a little more brown maybe? Happy with that brown? Yeah, it's a little better. He just needed a little more color. So we just added a little more color. Baby wipe, soft pastels. Absolutely your friends. Now I'm taking off a little color underneath. I have options. They're so easy to use. So now I've added a little more color to each of them. Like, stop. I know I should. I hear you saying stop. Oh, okay, I like that too. Okay, I'm stopping now because I could just continue. That's how easy these are to use. Love the grays and the browns. Oh my gosh. Gives me a starting point. So, okay, I'm going to put these off to the side because we have to move on. Now we have to pull stamps. And I'm actually going to work with these two stamps first. So I don't know if this is is this a magnolia? I'm not 100% sure what the flowers are because I love flowers, but I couldn't tell you. I don't garden. My garden is made of plastic flowers in the house because that's what I can keep alive. But I'm going to use these two stamps first. And I'm going to bring over my stencil and stamp tool from Sizzix. So I'm using it as a stamp positioner today and not a stencil alignment tool today. I've got my paper. And I'm going to stamp them both at the same time. Now my grid, first off, my lid comes off easy peasy like this. So if I'm using it as, I need to put these someplace where it's safe. Here, I'll put these somewhere where it's safe. Remind me that I put them to the side. If I'm using this as a stencil alignment tool, then I don't need the lid, and I put my alignment tool here and I can attach my stencils and they line up perfect every single time. If you're doing a layering stencil or if you're doing a single stencil, you're able to lift it up and see what you're doing and then put it right back down because the alignment tool is built into this piece, this little hinge piece here. For a stamp positioner, I need my lid on because of course that's what's gonna hold my stamp. But the lid has two sides. You've got a grid side and you've got a smooth side. You always want that smooth side to be what your stamp is going to adhere to. You always want that smooth side, not the grid side. Also, sticky grid. It comes with a piece of sticky grid. This sticky grid is what keeps your paper from moving around. It stays sticky for a really long time if you don't do this. If you're not touching it like I do, or you don't accidentally get embossing powder or glitter on it, anything that would make a sticker not sticky is going to make this not sticky. But when it eventually becomes not sticky, first off, I save it because the backside is still sticky and I use it as a mask. I'll die cut masks out of this because it won't hurt my paper. And you can buy a set of 5 sticky grids. That's gonna last you over a year, honest to goodness, it really will. So they have a set of 5 sheets for, I think, maybe under $15, and truly it'll last you a year to go through them, unless you dump glitter or embossing powder over it. Now I'm going to stamp both stamps at the same time and we'll see how I do. So I'm gonna lay my first one down kind of this way. And I'll lay this one kind of that way. And I will give a press, pull up, and now my stamps are ready to be inked. I am using Jacquard waterproof ink. This is waterproof. It's a dye-based ink, but it is a waterproof ink. That means that if you get it wet with other inks or water or alcohol ink, it isn't going to smear. This is not a permanent ink. You can't use this on vellum or glass or plastic. It is not a permanent based ink. It is not a pigment based ink. So you can't use it for embossing or anything you would do with a pigment based ink. This is a black waterproof. If you want to get your paper wet with ink or alcohol or water, this is it. This is what you use. This is its sole purpose. It will stain your stamp. It will turn it to maybe like a light pink, which is perfectly fine with me because then I can actually see my stamp better. So I'm going to do my best to stamp them both at the same time. Polly, I left my little push thingy over in the studio area. See, I have to take everything back and forth and back and forth. It would be nice to have doubles of everything, but yeah, no. So Polly, I left my little stamp tool to make sure it goes down. It's over in my other area. Okay, up. Oh, but I did good. It's fine. I'm okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave these on here and I'm gonna use this as my working space. I'm going to leave my stamps on my positioner until I'm done. As long as I do not move this paper or I do not move these stamps, I can come back and stamp over the top again and again and again. So I'm going to move this out of my way. I'm going to bring over my tearaway palette. This I do actually have in both spaces. It's because it's only $5.95, so I can afford to have it in both of my areas. There are 20 sheets in here. You can see I use it and I use it. It is a palette, and when it just gets to be too icky, you just tear it away, and here's your next one. And then you tear it away. You do not tear this away after one use unless for some reason you've used glue and you can't get it up. This cleans up nicely. You can use this 5, 6, 7, 8 times before you finally have to tear it off and start a new one. So I'm going to use this with my pastels. So I'm going to shave my pastels. Got my pastel. I'm just going to shave a little bit of color off. I'm going to make my own watercolor. Is it going to be the same luminosity and transparency of a Van Gogh watercolor? No. But does it get the job done? If this is what you've got, yes. Okay, a little bit, and it's just a little bit of a shave, just a little bit of a shave. And then, see, that came out of this set. Didn't know why I needed this set, but now I know why I need this set. This is all my highlights when I paint. Hello. And then I think maybe this one. Just a little shave. You're not trying to do too much. You can always add, but just a little bit of shave. And then I'm going to add some water. Now with this, I am going to use my watercolor paint brushes. So I'm going to use my Yasutomo Fusion brushes. A little bit later on when I use my acrylics, I am not going to let them anywhere near my watercolor brushes from Yasutomo. Good news, we eventually see this. I have my flats and my rounds in here. We're going to have all of the sizes open stock as well in about a week. So that if you want extra large brushes or you want a few more flats or whatever you want, we're going to have them open stock. But this is sold as a set. Actually, this is 2 sets put together. So this is here are my flats. And my rounds are what come with the carrying case. So there's 5 rounds and 4 flats. And I just store them all in here. And I've got room for more. So let's try this one. And this is the traditional way of drying your brushes. It's a bamboo holder so your brush is dry. I'm going to take a little bit of water and just a little bit of water. Oh, that's good. And then I'm going to mix it in. Now I don't have to use a palette knife because I'm not mixing it with glue. Glue, yes, if you want to see what I did with glue and vellum and Rembrandt soft pastels, go to In the Studio with Stacey, week number 5. It was crazy good. Made stained glass. It was beautiful. And remember, these are, even at full price, they're just $11 and you get 5 colors. But we've got them on a buy 2, get 1 free. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and then week 5 we had the last 2 colors. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to lay down some color. So because this isn't as transparent, it is more opaque. Opaque? Was that better? Opaque? I'm working on my pronunciation of opaque. I'm just proud that I remember opacity. So I'm just going to add some color. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. You might not see my paint. Yikes, that's my paintbrush. Nope, down. Nope, up. Nope, in. So you won't see me picking up the paint. Well, maybe if I move it over here, you will. Nope. Here? Maybe. And I'm just adding some color to the top. Leaving negative space because I'm going to come back. And again, they are not as transparent as a Van Gogh watercolor. We're taking soft pastels and using them in a more unconventional way, but I want you to get the most out of them. I mean, you saw what we did here. We took soft pastels and a baby wipe and we made stunning backgrounds. There's just so much to do. I really do feel like, I mean, if I don't learn anything more, which of course I will, but if I don't learn anything more from being a brand ambassador for Royal Talens, learning about soft pastels was worth everything, was worth all the classes and all the meetings and it was worth absolutely everything. I feel like they are a game changer in my life. Now I'm going to come back. So I'm not going for realistic here. I'm going for pretty. You're like, Stacey, those flowers don't come in that color. That's okay. I'm just going for pretty. And I'm just going to paint that color in. And then I'm going to come back with a little bit of my lighter color. And if it starts to dry up, I just add a little bit more water to it. And I'm going to make that blend happen just by coming back in over the top of them. Just where that demarcation line is. Just so I can get rid of those little demarcations and make it look a little bit more seamless. Just picking up a little bit of my color. So I am not a fine artist. I'm a maker. And I just go by the seat of my pants. And I just kind of let the product do the work for me. Whenever you start with better product, you end up with a better result. And since quite frequently fine art product isn't substantially more expensive, sometimes less expensive than paper crafting product, it's like, Well, wouldn't you want to start with the finest so you get the finest result? And it requires so little of those pastels. And by mixing it with the water, I'm making it have I'm activating what binder is in it. And I can come back and add color to darken it up where I need it a little bit darker for some shading and some shadows. Okay. I just want it really dark towards that center. All right. So here we are. And now I need to do the leaves. Oh, I need to do that one too. Nope, I made mud. Zoop. I feel like after playing with these and doing this, I could go on Survivor and make fire. I don't think Survivor would let a 57-year-old woman on there, but I do feel like after doing I could go on Survivor and make fire. Okay, I need to give it a second to dry. So that I can come back and add a little darker. Just kind of dot it in. I don't know if you can see. Can you guys see? This is where having somebody help would be nice. They could say, oh no, I need to zoom in or more, or no, I don't. All right, I'm gonna let it be. This one came out beautiful. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay, now let's do our leaves. And for that, I'm going to choose, this is warm yellows, and it has this green in it. But this green makes the most beautiful, beautiful leaves ever. Put it where I think you can see it. See, I feel like I could make fire after doing this. This would be my flint. All right, just a little bit of shaving, a little bit of water. Mix it up. Get all of that shaving to dissolve. Again, I don't need to use a palette knife to do this because I'm not mixing it with another heavier medium. Just water, and then I can go in and start to paint my leaves. A little darker. And of course I can change how dark my leaves are by how much I put down. So here, I went pretty dark. But here, if I wipe off a little bit and I come in, now my color is much lighter. So some of my leaves really nice and deep and dark, and some of them nice and light. And I'm just painting. And all I'm trying to do is stay within the perimeter or the exterior outline of the stamp. That's all I'm trying to do. And because these are pastels, if I happen to go outside, I just grab a little water and I can pick them right up. Oh, these are so pretty. The stamp is beautiful. And then I can go back in, and if I want to add a little bit more to some of them, yep, see, I just went in with my, there, just picked it right up, no problem. Make some of this is a little darker on some sides, so they've got a little shadow. One color pastel is what I've used on my leaves. Just one. Look at how pretty. What do you think? Yay? Okay, let's do our other one really quick. Let me see if I can get it done fast, because time is flying by and I got a lot left to do. Flying by. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and let's add, let's see, there's my stamp so you can see it. Let's add some soft pink. So I don't go zh. I don't want to go back and forth. I up and I just down and then up and then down and then up. Not up, like not back and forth. A little bit of water. All I want to do is paint these a soft pink. Just to get some color in there, just so they're not stark white. All right, come in here and just get them, get a base coat of something down. Maybe a little bit more soft pink. A little more water. And just fill in all that space. And again, it's not going to have the same luminosity as a traditional watercolor. This will kind of cover some of that black stamp, kind of dilute it down so it looks a little fuzzy, or I guess not so much fuzzy as just not as dark or as crisp. Okay, now I think I'm going to take a little bit of, let's see how dark this is. Ooh. I missed one. So now I'm letting the water do the work. I'm just putting it towards the center and letting the water kind of push itself on out. And let the water do the work. Kind of bleed on out and into the other petals. Petals are small enough that the water will allow it to just bleed right on into the others. A little pastel can go a long way. I can take a little bit of the original pink and add it in. I think that's done. Now I'm not painting, I'm dabbing. Okay, I don't know what we got going on outside at midnight, but something is. All right, so here I am with that one. Couple little shavings of pastel. Let's do the leaves. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's do the leaves. And then we move on. A little bit of water. rehydrate my leaves. Come in with my fusion brushes. This isn't hard. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of skill. I let the product do all the work for me. And that's what having something that is made a better quality product will allow you to have to do less work. It does the work for you. All right, I think I'm going to be done. See, erase. Did you see that? I had that, and see how I got this right here? I'm just going to take my baby wipe while I still can and come in and erase. All right, these two are done. Now I can wipe my palette. It kills me to get, but I didn't use very much. I used very little. But I hate leaving that paint on there. It's like, can't I do something else with it? All right. Now you can see that the lines to my flower are kind of obscured by my paint, by my pastel paint. So, because I didn't move anything, because I left my images exactly where they were, I used my stencil and stamp tool as my workspace. I now can come in and ink again my stamps. And because I didn't move anything, I can add that detail back in. So again, the lines are kind of obscured, the paint's over the top of them. Now I come back in and I can stamp right over the top. And I didn't move anything, so everything lines up. If I had taken my stamps off, it wouldn't work. If I had pulled my paper up, it wouldn't have worked. But because I left everything exactly where it was, I can do my stamped image. I can paint with whatever paint makes my heart happy. I can alcohol ink, I can, whatever it is I'm doing. And then, because I've used this as my work surface, I can come back in. I could do embossing powder now. Put embossing powder over the top. Everything lines up. Once I'm happy, then I can pick up my finished art. This was done with soft pastels. Clean my stamps. Again, they're gonna get stained. You're gonna have to be okay with that. It's not that it's gonna transfer the color next time you use them. It won't. As long as your stamp is clean, it's not gonna transfer any color. And for me, it's frankly easier to see the stamp now that they're stained. Okay, and remember, we've got our little bird dude up here. And we used our soft pastels and a baby wipe to make a zillion different. I just did it on a, I just went scribble, scribbles, right on a baby wipe to make a bunch of colors just blend into each other. Again, soft pastels. Who knew? Well, apparently Royal Talens did, and apparently a few people knew. I did not. So I'm gonna hope I come close. No, not quite. I'm a little off. Let's try again. So I don't know what's easier, to stamp first and die cut, because the die, it's hard for me to see where I'm lining it up, or to try to do it this way. Don't move. Well, we'll see. No, that's even worse. Stacey, I'm going in the wrong direction. All right, let's move them here, and maybe I can see better if I do them here. Wrong direction. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Let's see if we can do it again. Nope, that one's off. Oh well, we're gonna go for it, but I can already tell you it's not right. I think I moved him. Well, I gave it a college try. Now I got ink on my sticky grid. Don't try and wipe it up, just leave it be. It's going to be fine. Doesn't hurt your sticky grid at all for ink. All right, well, I did a few of them. Some of them came, I got one of them done. I really do wish I had my fine liners. A gel pen is not the pen to use. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish tracing them out. I really want my fine liners. Hold please. I know they're right here. It's like I'm finding you. Yes, happy day. I just can't do it with a gel pen. A gel pen's not gonna, that's not the thing. But my fine liners are. Happy day. Yes. Exactly. Oh, so much better. Yes, so now I'm just going in there and I'm just drawing in. Oh, problem solved. Look how cute he is. Okay, so I went around and did a little bit on him with the gel pen, but I didn't do his little tail. I'm gonna come back in and just add a little bit to his tail. Oh, that poor gel pen was not a good idea. Right tool for right thing. Okay, so he's done. He's good. He's pretty good. He's way off. Like, I don't know if there's any saving him. Oh, I did. I did save him. Fine liners, your oops pin. So see how there's so much on the front and on the bottom? I'm gonna make it look like it was supposed to kind of be that way. So I'm gonna come in. And then I'm gonna come down. My oops pin. And a little bit on his tail. Okay, now I fixed them all. Yay for me. Whew. Okay, so we have done. Let's go back to the beginning. Let me put these aside. Let me put these aside, because now we got to go back to the beginning, which was here, where we started. A very good place to start. Oh, my paper was warped. This one's still too wet. Too wet. This one's definitely more wet. This one feels pretty dry, but the Prima one still feels pretty wet. I'm thinking that it's still too soon to try and do with the Prima. So here is one, a large one, where we kept the backing in versus taking the backing out. I think this is too wet. I think I'm going to stick with the ones that we did earlier. And maybe a couple of the little ones. All right. Now I switch gears and I do not use my Fusion. Do not use my Fusion at all. Oh, you know what else I can do? No, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. Okay, so I'm going to take my Amsterdam acrylics. I've got my pastels and I've got my metallics. So the pastels are absolutely beautiful. And then I've got my metallics. Oh. Okay, stay. So 6 in each set. The pastels are, I think the pastels are new. I think the pastels are new, but the colors are absolutely fabulous. I know they haven't been around a long time, and we launched them in February when we did acrylics, when we did Amsterdam acrylics. So I'm going to be playing with these, and I'm going to paint. I feel like this one needed to lay flat, but it didn't, so we're going to live with it. We're going to paint these, and I'm using acrylic because I want the coverage as opposed to watercolor. I want coverage, and so I need to not use my beautiful Fusion brush. No, that is for your watercoloring, not your acrylic painting. You're going to use an inexpensive brush for acrylic paints. Just get yourself an inexpensive dollar store brush, whatever makes your heart happy, but do not use your beautiful watercolor brushes. So I'm going to take a little bit of my acrylic and, well, first off, let's just go over the top. A bit of water just on my brush so it's not dry. I'm not going to add water to my acrylic. You can, but I'm not going to. And I'm just going to go right over the top. So I'm not trying to paint in all the nooks and crannies. I'm almost doing like a dry brush over the top. So zooming. So it picks up the detail, but leaves a little bit of that ivory underneath. And that metallic is beautiful. And then I can let it sit for a few minutes. If you want to come in and paint your sides, you can. Your discretion, how much painting you want to do. So pretty with that metallic on there. So I'm going to let that sit and let that dry. Then maybe I paint this one with a little bit of the blue. And I want to get a fair amount on here. And I want to get into some of the nooks and the crannies. So you'll do a better job of painting than I am. I just really want to get my color on. Now I need to let it sit and dry for a few minutes before I add another color. I don't want them to blend. If I wanted my colors to blend, I would add it now, but I don't want my colors to blend, so I need it to kind of dry. So then let's do this one. In a dry brush over the top. So now I'm using the light ones, super light. So this is the Hardy. And just kind of dry brushing, so I want some of that. I don't want to cover up all the white. I want that white to come through. And this one's light as air. I'm gonna let that one dry. See, look at this one. Now that the metallic, as the metallic dries, the color, I mean, I don't know what it looks like on camera, but in person, if you are able to come into the store and see this color, it is magical. And then let's paint this one in the pinks. And this one, like the blue, I kind of want to get it a little bit more in there. Yeah. So we've come full circle now. We're all the way back to what we started with, right? Okay, I'm gonna let that one sit and dry. Maybe with this one. If I don't like it, I'll paint over the top of it. That's the nice thing about acrylics. If you don't like what you did, you just paint over the top of it. Okay, I think, ooh, too much. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this one be now. So I've got the blue underneath and that beautiful copper as it dries. It's so gorgeous. And then get my inside painted. And my outside painted. These are so cute. Claire was like, I'm going to use these in my junk journal. They're so cute. But let's do the pink one. Wrong color. My paint's not dry yet. So it's just picking up my pink and trying to blend it. Yeah, my paint's not dry. I poured it. I might as well use some of it, right? All right, now I got two metallics on here. And the pink poking through, but it's not dry. So we're gonna let that sit. Okay, let's put some of these together. So I think with these, get the acrylic out of my brush, otherwise it'll harden my brush and I won't be able to use it. I think with these, I'm gonna grab some of her paper. Let's see what's left out of what the girls used. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Well, that's not so bad. They've got some cut. Maybe I'll just use what's cut. Okay, they've got some of it cut. I'd do anything to be able to flatten that a little bit. But we're just gonna make it, we're just gonna be okay with it. I might end up doing one more. All right, let's grab our scissors. And I think I like the blue with this one. Maybe that with this one or something darker. Maybe that's dark enough. And then that one looks good. That one looks good. That's even darker. Oh, that one looks good. I still have one left. Okay, so we're gonna mount these. It does not take much paper. All I want to do is get it to cover the back, or so that it covers the frame. That's all I want to do. So that's what I see. I think I'm even going to go a little bit darker. I can go a little bit narrower. And put that there. And then put him here. Or maybe I like him. I think he pops better with the yellow. Have him sitting right there. Now, they have sentiments. In that stamp set. Hello, friend. I think it's going to go right there. Now, you can use a stamp positioner for this. I probably should have a gush pad under me because there's no second do's. Good thing is it's a super small piece of paper, so if I have to, I can cut another sheet. Hello, friend. Perfect. Perfect. Hello, friend. I still need to cut just maybe a little bit off the top. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of my Stacey tape. Oh, which is where, oh, let's see, I've got some right here. Put it right on my edge. So 1, 2, 'You would do a better job of taping down than I am. Let's make sure I'm happy with where my hello friend is. Press down. I'm going to have him sit right on the edge. Right on the edge. So let's put some Stacey tape on the back of him. You could use foam tape if you want to pop him. Have him sit right there. Now, we brought in magnetic strips. You get 6 strips. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 6 strips, and they're 4 inches long. They're like $2.25. They're self-adhesive. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've now made a magnet for somebody's refrigerator or for their filing cabinet at work. For a picture frame, you could put this on an easel if you'd prefer. But I like the idea for gifts. And again, I think for a thank you gift after a wedding or after an anniversary party, and instead you put their picture in there, and now it's a magnet. Easy peasy. Oh, that's a beautiful color behind that. That looks great. And instead of hello friend, maybe I do thinking of you. Oh, that was a good size. Oh, Stacey, it's on backwards. Okay, so don't put your stamp on backwards. I'm like, that doesn't look right. There we go. That looks right. Let's try there and see if I'm close. That came out beautiful. Oh, these are so cute. Can't you see these with butterflies or dragonflies or whatever makes your heart happy? But I love this stamp set. Take a little off the bottom. And I'm using her paper as my background. Let's put some Stacey tape on it. Again, you would do a better job taping than me. We had to go full circle. You had to see everything so that we could come back to this. Again, I'm going to have him sit right on the frame. Foam tape, absolutely. And these are the birds we did with the dies, where I made the paper by just using baby wipes and our Little piece of tape under his tail. There we go. And then my magnets. And then we do the last two. So look at all the things we played with. Molds and acrylic paints and pastels and die cutting and stamping. And yes, we got to a finished project. We did. But more importantly, you see what you can do with all the different products and how one product can be so much more than what it's supposed to be. Soft pastels are usually used by fine artists on tonal paper, and they draw with it, and God bless their pea-picking heart. Or did we like that one? Oh, I like the blue. How pretty. What a sweet gift to give to somebody. You can do this. But we still have these two. And I still have 2 frames. This one is still, I can't do this. It's still wet. We'll have to wait on that one, but I can do this one. This one is dry. I probably just, I put too much on it. Okay. So then you got to decide what it is you want to, what do you want to see? Do you want to see this? Do you want to see this? Do you want to see that? What do you want to see? What portion of this image? I think that's it for me. So I just wanted to cut it down to an approximate size. Then I can come in and trim it down a little bit further so that it fits my back. What do we think? Are we getting there? I just don't know if you can see it. I wish you could come to the store. It is so much better in person. Take a little bit more. All right, that's good. Let's put my tape on it. This one I'm not going to add a sentiment to. Press it into place. And then if you don't want the back to look that way, you don't have to. And just cover your back. Magnet. Magnet. I went too heavy on the acrylic. Oh, I shouldn't have. I should have just left it with the gold. Yeah, I should have just left it. It's still too wet for me to do. That's okay. I got this one done. What do you think? And then we did this one. And we did this one. And it all started way, way back when. The way back whens. When I pulled out molds from Katy Sue. And we made, this one's definitely dry. I lost my other one. Here it is. This one's almost dry, but it's just thick. It takes time. I could paint on this now, though. This is ready to be painted. This one's definitely ready to be painted. And this one was dry from yesterday. So we started way back when we used the Prima, denser, a little bit more detail, a little bit easier to see the detail versus the Hardy Soft, white, lightweight, a little bit easier to put as a magnet. Just depends upon what you want to do with it. We did the 2 sizes of the frames. Both of them are darling. They're just adorable. And if I had the time, I could have taken this little stamp here. You're like, if you had the time, Stacey, this has been 3 hours. I know, but this little stamp right there would fit perfectly in there, or some of the little sentiments would fit perfectly in here. So cute. So we started way back when we made our frames. Then we moved into using our soft pastels with a baby wipe to make different backgrounds to die cut. 5 seconds. It was so easy using these. So easy. Then we put them together and we set them aside. Then we moved over to painting, where we shaved our soft pastels, added a little bit of water, and painted with them, and then came back and stamped again. We used our stencil and stamp tool as our workspace so that we didn't move our paper and we didn't move our stamp, so we could add that detail right back on in. Absolutely. A little bit of our shaving, a little bit of water on our tear-off palette, and we made magic happen. You're like, what are you doing? I know, I should be showing you samples. I'm getting there. Just to get rid of this white so it's not so stark. Take a little bit of my blue. Come in here and just get close, not exact. You're just going for close. I'm not trying to get into every little space. Get rid of some of that stark white. There. Better. You're like, really? I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, better. Now it's not so white. Oh, so much prettier. Oh, that looks so good. No, my cuts aren't anywhere near exact. I'm just wanting to get it done. Where there is a will, there is a way. I love it with a little bit of the blue behind it so it's not so stark white. A little bit of Stacey tape, and then we'll move on to the, well, okay. Now you can see it finished. I feel better. So what's on sale is all of the Elizabeth Crafts, the new collection. I've got it all for you. There is an I want it all, absolutely. But the two we really focused on are these two. And I just absolutely love them. So I leave it up to you. We did a lot with these, but all the other designs are just stunning. You pick and choose what you like, or maybe you have something similar already. The paper is magnificent. So all the Elizabeth Craft is on sale. All of the, and this is the last week where it's buy two, get one free. And you have to buy them in the bundles that we have. There are 14 colors, so the two colors that were in week 5 are at 33% off because I couldn't do a buy two, get one free. I didn't have 3 to do. And somehow I'm missing one in here. I just don't know which one it is. Yeah, I'm missing. I have 13 out of the 14. So, an amazing value. Truly an amazing value for soft pastels. Get them while they are at that price, because once I'm done with soft pastels, which is next Tuesday, I'm done. I move next Tuesday. We move into a whole nother different type of product for fine art. We've spent 5 weeks on soft pastels, all on sale. The Amsterdam acrylic and the Amsterdam, the metallic and the pastels are on sale. The air dry clay is on sale. We've got the strips for you. They're not on sale. They're like $2.25 for 6 strips. Self-adhesive. Those aren't on sale. Sorry. The brushes we put on sale. We have the little palette that I was using. It's also a little over $3. It's not on sale. That's just the price. All right, let me show you samples because I have got oodles of them. So we did, stamps. Stamps. Don't know who made this one. Honorary SMS girl Katy made this one. Handmade by Monica. Oh, I can't even. Monica J. A maker for Elizabeth Crafts. Beautiful, isn't it? And that's with that die. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. Here's just paper. Paper in the Thinking of You. This one was done by Honorary SMS girl Catherine. I didn't change this one, Catherine. This is the paper. And she did the Thinking of You from the stamp set. Bam, done. And look at this one. Love this one. This one's from Katy. So that paper she must have found in the store. But here are those greeneries. Oh, so pretty. Love in the middle. Love this. The paper's perfect, Katy. And then, wow. Okay. So Honorary SMS Gail made this one. Honorary SMS girl Gail. Here's the frame. She did the aperture. The paper's behind it. Here's the little frame that says "For You" that we used today. Oh my gosh, is this beautiful. That's Honorary SMS girl Gail. Then we have the birds. So I've shown you this one, which is over the top magnificent, done by Rajni. I think it's Rajni. Beautiful. And here we have Honorary SMS girl Gail using just the inside. So on this one, she had it as an aperture. Here, she used it as the background. Now, Honorary SMS girl Patty did this one. The paper. The paper was perfect. She did her 2 birds. She's got her hello friend. Fabulous. That paper just lends to those birds so perfectly. And again, this one is Catherine. Here she fussy cut out the paper so it had some dimension. You got the bird out of the paper. This is so beautiful. Again, not the one I changed, Catherine. Not the one I changed. Isn't that gorgeous? So those are the birds. And then we have, oh, here's this one. Oh, no, I'll get to it. Then we have what Elsa's makers did. So they did the dimensional flowers. You've got the background, you've got the bird, you've got the sentiment. It's stunning. And this is by Janet. Janet, this is absolutely gorgeous. We kept them simple because you guys did such an amazing job. Really amazing. And here is that vase, and it's 3D, so it's popped up. And the flowers on the branch with the bird. And this is Petra. Petra, this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. And we have a slim line. So the vase 3D, the flowers coming up. Oh my gosh, hello. Janet. I think that's Janet. Janet, this is beyond. The butterfly, oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. All the makers did a beautiful job on this special day. Oh my goodness gracious. Look, this is a hand me card. This isn't a mail me card. This is a hand me card. Look at the dimension. Oh my gosh. And the frame. This was by Monica. Beautiful. On this special day, well, this one's equally as beautiful. By Monica as well. The flowers are just gorgeous. And it's just paper. Did these out of paper. That's white paper. It's beautiful. Here we have a thinking of you. So some of the paper fussy cut out. And then all your little flowers and your branches and the frame. And this one is by SMS, I don't know. Looks like SMSM. I'm not sure, but okay, it's stunning. And then we have a few here. So this was Honorary SMS Girls Katy that I changed. Hey, Katy. I just changed it a wee bit. Hope you're okay with that. So you've got all the best inside. Here's the frame. Super lightweight. Isn't that beautiful? The greenery around the sides. It's beautiful. And then this is Catherine's that I changed. I don't even know if she'll recognize it. Catherine, does that look familiar? See, I put the back on. Catherine, do you see the remnants of what you started underneath it? It looks pretty good, huh? This was a combined effort between Catherine and Stacey. I did the embossing. What do you think, Catherine? And then we did it in purple, or this way, or this way, or this way. Look at how pretty they are. And with the back and the back. And we did well, I haven't finished this one, but I'll glue it on down. Here. And the birds. Oodles to play with, oodles to make with, oodles to be inspired by. Everybody did such a beautiful job. I mean, there's just absolutely, they're gorgeous. They're beyond gorgeous is what they are. So, that was a lot. I don't even want to know how long this class is, but I went through it as fast as I could without skimping, without like saying, oh yeah, you can do that later. I don't think that's not a class. I think that you need to see it from start to finish. And if you were going to a crafting store, you may pay for a class like this. Or I know that lots of YouTubers, they have subscriptions, and for a certain fee, you get to see special classes. And that's how they support themselves. Yay for them. But here it is. And I just wouldn't feel right not showing you from start to finish. And we did have to go in a full round circle for us to get to something absolutely beautiful. We did. We had to start at the beginning and end at the end. And you had to see everything in between to get to where we wanted. I don't know. I think I like it like that. So, I'm Stacey. This is Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Yes, we are a small independent mom and pop retailer. We have a small brick and mortar shop here in Canyon Country, California. So come say hello. We do have an online shop. We are not big. We are a very small staff, but we do our very, very best. And we just appreciate everybody. So if you saw something you love, either get it from us, get it from another local independent mom and pop shop if they're in your neighborhood. Visit your favorite art store to find some of the pastels or the acrylics, or shop at an online mom and pop store as well. Wherever it is that makes your heart happy, that makes our heart happy. As long as you keep crafting and you keep doing your hobby, everybody gets to stay. Everybody gets to jump in the pool and swim around. So it doesn't matter whether it be with us or with somebody else. We just appreciate that you have given me the time to spend with you, and the time to hopefully teach you something and really help you feel that creativity wanting to come up and bubble out. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you on Monday for our next Make It Monday event, where we have huge values for itty bitty prices. Until then, good night, everybody. Well, good afternoon, good evening, whichever it is. I'm going home. Oh my gosh, it's really late. Bye.